Hi, guys, and welcome to another episode. I am so excited to be here with you today. I love bringing entrepreneurs together. I love learning from other entrepreneurs, what's going on, what's innovative in their industry, how are we collaborating together, how can we help each other grow, and what makes really good business happen. So, and as community, because community drives business, not anything else. You can do all the funnels, all the things. Actually, as I'm talking about this, that's kind of like what my guest does. My guest is a website master, I would say, if you want to call that. We're going to go with his company is called Think Big Websites. His name is Ray Briant. He's gotten into the website area because everybody needs a website. And it's like everybody needs Instagram, I feel like, if you're a business owner. So, Ray, welcome.
Thank you.
So, okay, there's so much I want to touch on.
Sure.
We're going to touch really quickly how you started this, because then I have so many questions I want to get into. Because I just want to, like, as I even just did that intro, I'm like, I have 10 more questions I think I just want to ask you right now.
Okay.
Should we jump into those and then get into like how you got started in this?
I'm at your discretion. Whatever you want to jump into, I'm fine.
Okay. So everybody needs a website. Right? Our website's going out of style because AI is coming in and because Instagram is getting pretty popular. People are having stores on Instagram. Like Instagram is becoming like a website.
Right. I truly believe, and it's not just because I sell websites. I do think websites are a requirement. They establish credibility for your company, most of all. If you don't have a website, I think it prompts more questions as to why does this company not have a website? So I think a website is a necessity. Now, what variation of a website you need? Well, if you have an Instagram account, like you said, that's doing very well, it probably is a minimum website presence that you need, but you still need that presence. And if you're going to have that presence, you should have some minimum stuff on it that helps your business grow. And we could discuss about all the best locations for phone numbers or call to actions or funnels versus websites or AI. We could talk about all that stuff.
Let's do that. Okay. What are the top 3 things somebody should have and where they should have those things on a website?
So the most important real estate on a website is the top right. So your call to action should be there, whether it's a call to click, whether it's schedule an appointment, whether it's learn more, the top right. And that also is on a mobile device because that's often where that hamburger is or the 3 lines, the menu navigation. So that always has been the most valuable aspect of a website, the top right positioning. And then have something what's called above the fold, meaning before they have to scroll, if they're on a desktop or laptop, which is becoming less likely these days. Most people operate on mobile. But even on a mobile, before you have to start scrolling, you should have your primary call to action, the one thing that separates you from the competition, or the one thing that you want. If you could only show one thing to your perfect customer, what would that be? You want that above the fold. So those will be kind of my real quick recommendations on
pictures, stock photos versus your own photos. Does it matter? Does it care? Do people care too much?
Absolutely not stock photos, unless the stock photos clearly represent. Like where I come from is South Florida, same as you. And I try to help as many South Florida businesses as I possibly can. And we've been blessed that we have hundreds of clients in South Florida that we provide service for. If a client wants to add stock photos, the only stock photos that I will allow them, unless they have some real good reason why they want a different photo, is any stock photo that represents South Florida. Because immediately you know if a stock photo is a stock photo. But if it's a stock photo that represents South Florida, has palm trees, has a beach, has the coastal, has highways that you recognize, because there are stock photos that do represent that, I would be okay with that. But the more unique and the more genuine you could be with your images and your pictures for your gallery and for your showrooms, the better off you're going to be.
Yeah, no, I actually did an Instagram post today on AI photos versus like people taking their own photos.
Right.
Most people, and there's so many advertisements right now for it. Like, upload your photo to AI and we'll give you like 10 different photos. Right. Like you had a whole branding shoot for $20 or whatever it is. Or you can do it with ChatGPT, I think, for like free. You can do the free version and whatever, all this other stuff. And I actually wrote on Instagram today because I was like, No, the whole, like when you take a photo of yourself to do branding photos and to put up on your website and to put your own product up on your website, not an AI version of your product, like your own product, it's a very different feel. And I think people can see through that a little bit.
100% agree with that. And if I could add to that,
Yeah.
with AI, there's metadata that the AI embeds into the images. So when you have an image done by any of the LLMs or the large language model AI agents, they're going to embed their code in that. So if I wanted to, I could look at your image and see which version you created it with and know that you did create it with AI. Unless I scrub that data out, which most people will not do, Googles of the world and search engines of the world will know the origin of that image. And in a world in which things are getting less and less discernible, whether it's AI or reality, leaving that information in there, I think will be a day that you're going to pay a price from a search engine optimization standpoint by using that information or not scrubbing that information out. So if you are going to use AI for your images, make sure you scrub the data that is the telltale sign that you're using AI for your images. And there's a host of ways that you could do it. I'm not going to bore you with it, but since you are a client, I will share it with you on another occasion.
Yeah. No, I want to touch back to what you just said for a second.
Yeah.
AI detecting AI.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes.
So it's literally, there's AI now that goes in to sees like if your photo is AI, like reads the little algorithm thing.
Yes.
And it detects and it will tell you like, hey, this is, so it's, I mean, I was wondering like how there's going to be regulation about this because it's getting a little out of control. And only in the beginning.
Right now, you can kind of tell if something is AI. I'm still at that point where I can tell if it's an AI image. 6 fingers is kind of is a clue, but they're getting better with that. And some images make you scratch your head and say, is this AI or not? Now, if you look at, like I said, if you look at the details behind what created that image, you can find some signs that it was. And AI, in the AI world, when we do search engine optimization, there's a thing called, because we use AI for content generation, for idea creation, for curation of just like a plan of action and strategies and stuff. But if you also use AI for content or for images, you can humanize that AI. You could tell the AI agent to please humanize this, make it less AI-ish and more human-ish. And what it basically does is it starts throwing some grammatical differences that we may write that AI agents will not write. It'll eliminate some of the common phrases that you see on almost every, like when I look at AI content, I could almost instantly spot that it's AI generated. When you humanize it, it takes away those telltale signs. So they're doing that with images as well, is the point.
I've noticed like the images have gotten better.
Yes.
I used to like very quickly be like, oh, that's AI.
Yes.
That's not. And like when some people, especially in the beginning, when people were doing it, it was a little freaky.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like how people were like putting themselves. And I was like, that's not you, but it's you, but it's like a weird version of you.
Yes.
And now like somebody like showed me actually one yesterday and I was like, oh, okay, that's you.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah. It is kind of creepy.
Yeah. And people think they can just replace like all their photos with AI photos, which is insane. And headshots, like, and all this other stuff. Like people think they can put a new headshot with an AI. And I'm like, no, because it also like, don't you notice like the person looks kind of vacant in it? Like there's no life in the eyes.
I can see that. Yeah. I definitely believe that.
Yeah. Well, it's AI, so there's no soul. It's not a real person, right? Like it's you, but it's like a shell of you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really, really fascinating, this whole thing. And I'm like kind of getting obsessed with it because people are using chat as if it's like some people want to marry their chat, right? Like it's a little kind of creepy and crazy, but they're using their chat like a magic 8-ball.
How long have you been using chat?
I don't know, probably this past year, like maybe for a year, like.
So,
I mean, maybe I've dabbled in it here and there for like maybe twice or something, but really probably this past year.
Have you seen the evolution of it? Like, have you been using chat long enough to see kind of how it's improving and some of the restrictions that it's now being put on itself. It puts restrictions on itself.
So I have not.
Okay.
I really try to limit my chat use because I don't want to become dependent on it.
Yes.
Like I've seen other people, they really like every decision they make, everything they're doing is like, did chat say I could eat this banana?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like that's a little creepy to me. Like, should I wear this outfit? Should I do this thing? So I'm like, I don't want to become dependent on it. I'll like write something. I recently wrote a like maid of honor speech and I wrote the whole thing. And then I said to chat, I want to keep my original stuff, but can you check my grammar?
Right.
And spelling.
Yes.
And make any, like, if it doesn't totally make sense, please just like correct it. And it did. And it came out with a better version. And I did it a couple of times and then I rewrote it and then I sent it back and forth. And I was kind of using it as an editor.
Okay. Yeah. I use it for base knowledge, just set the foundation and then I'll tweak it 100 different ways, to make it customized and unique, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it learns you, right? It's supposed to learn you. So I want to get into AI versus SEO.
Yes.
So, I mean, SEO is like the word, SEO. Are you doing your SEO? How's your SEO? What's happening with SEO, right? Everything is SEO. Now, everything is, I know there's a word for it. So you'll probably but like AI search optimization.
Yes,
so
correct.
That's
you said it. Yep.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
So AI SEO?
AIEO.
AIEO.
Yeah.
It sounds like like a song.
Yeah. You're optimizing for the AI agents is basically what they're trying to say. And that is a real thing because AI, it only draws its knowledge from what's out there. So there's a lot of businesses that want to be the one that AI gets its information from. So when you do an AI search, it's going to reference your business as the resource and provide a link. So there is, they're called LLM.text files. And you put these text files on your website and supposedly the working theory is, and it's ironic because if you ask the AI agents if this is the real thing, they will tell you it's not. But yet all the major companies that provide SEO services offer something called an LLM.text file. And what that supposedly does is speak to the AI agents to say, hey, my website, I want you to kind of consider me for your knowledge base of information pertaining to this set of keywords. So it is a thing. And the AIEO is the latest trend in SEO.
Interesting. So do you think everybody should ask their person that's doing websites or doing, like if they're not doing it themselves or whatever, which a lot of people don't do it themselves.
Right.
There are some people that do, but like, should they talk to them about like that LLM text file?
If you mention that to a person that provides it, they're going to instantly, if they don't know it, maybe
just go run,
get a second opinion on it. But if they do know about it and they answer it, hey, we found this not to be something that actually produces results, I would respect that because the jury is still out on that. What? I personally, with all my clients, have not had yet one of my clients pull up on a AI related search, but I have submitted the LLMs to see because I'd rather be safe than sorry on that. So I would recommend that they submit that information because there's not going to be any harm with that. If they don't read it, then no harm. It only takes 5 minutes to submit one. So.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So can anybody submit one or is this like something that?
Anybody can submit one. You're not submitting it directly to the AI platform. It's not like you're going to go to Chat GPT and say, hey, here's my LLM.text file or Grok or any of the other AI agents. You're going to put it on your website. And when the crawlers come crawling, whether it's going to be a Google crawler or a Chat GPT crawler, you're hoping that they see that file, extract the data from that file, and start using your website as an authority for that subject matter when someone searches for something using AI. Because AI is changing every single day. You go to Google now and you search for something, it leads with its AI agent. That wasn't the case a few months ago. It is now. So they're all doing it. And search engine optimization, as we have known it, I've been doing this since 2005, used to be really easy to get clients to be in the top 10. It's getting really difficult now to do it because not only is that space, the top 10 placement, getting pushed down because of sponsored ads and because of the services that layer on top of it, but also because of AI. It's trying to provide the solution before you have to start searching for the solution. So it's more complicated now than it's ever been.
I see. Yeah. Yeah. And it's interesting because a lot of people say that you can train AI to say that like your business is the best business and recommend it.
Yes.
Is that true?
No.
True or false? It's like what is it? Factor? What is that show? Factor? Not Factor Fiction. Oh my gosh, Factor.
I only know Fear Factor. And that's not that. I would say false on that. The working theories that I have heard is let's just stay focused on ChatGPT, for example. They have third-party plugins that they are providing to their users, like a browser plugin. So I would suggest that you use anything that ChatGPT is offering you to enhance your surfing or your browsing in an attempt to maybe that would persuade them that you're using their services, you're surfing or you're searching a specific website. Maybe they are going to be monitoring what you're searching and maybe they'll start thinking about indexing that. Also, I've heard when you go outside of the Google browser, Chrome, and you start using other browsers, new innovative browsers, one called Brave, for example, those browsers might be speaking more directly to search or to the AI agents than just the Google Chrome browser. So there's some working theories out there. I've tried them all. I routinely will search client websites using these other browsers just to stay in the loop. It's part of my monthly maintenance that I have with clients. So we're doing it, but I can't tell you that it's working right now. I'm just doing it because that's the latest talking points on it.
So do you think almost like everybody in your industry is like the blind leading the blind in a way with everything going on because you're all in the same boat trying to refigure everything?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think there's a think tank. There's a collective thought that says, what are we going to do? How are we going to do it to get a competitive edge when it comes to helping clients get better search engine optimization? And I think in that group that I belong to, I go to meetings that there's other companies, other agencies like mine, and we pitch ideas all in a very competitive yet collaborative spirit to see, because we all have the ultimate goal of helping our clients the best that we possibly can. So I don't know. I think we're all waiting to see what the pathway looks like to get proper search engine optimized clients in this new age of AI driven search results. You know, people are mass exiting Google search in favor of going directly to ChatGPT or Grok. Google now is coming heavy into the play by forcing their AI agent to first answer your question. I would say sometime this year, we're going to know what actually is going to work best for clients. The days of creating content are going to be limited and replaced by creating AI-focused content.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's what I believe.
Okay.
So
let's go back to that for a second.
Sure.
The days of creating content, when you mean like for search for...
Yeah, for search engine optimization. So right now, if we wanted to try to get ranked, and let's go back in time machine. We go back and we're 5 years younger right now. The goal of search engine optimization was to get keywords and content out there that we know that people are searching for. And the way that we know is that we look at the Google Search Console and we put it on your website and we know the search terms that people are using, not only to find you, but to find your competition. And we create content that built upon that search term. And we then put that out and we tell Google, we knock on Google's door. We say, hey, we submitted a site map. The site map has this blog article. This blog article speaks directly about that search term. We're asking everybody who visits Google to come visit us. And we hope that we see an increase in the rank when someone searches for that keyword, that your site will be found. That's all changing because AI doesn't kind of seem to operate like that. AI wants to give you the answer, not give you the search results. So how do we get into the AI platform is the $1 million or $1 billion question, because million doesn't seem like a lot anymore. Yeah. So it's like the $1 billion question. How do you get clients in the AI platforms to provide that AI answer? LLM, what we discussed, is rumored to be one of them. Browsers have been rumored to be others, using certain ways when you search using the plugins that ChatGPT offers. So those are all, full circle what we're trying to do.
That's really fascinating. I mean, it's so crazy how we have to rethink things.
Yes.
And rethink, and I'm thinking like think big websites. Yeah. Rethink, think big websites.
Yes.
But that is, I mean, it's really crazy, but I didn't even think about what that with like Gemini or whatever, because the Google, that's the Google one, right? Yeah. And so, but when I do search things, it tells me like in the top, like in a sentence or whatever it is, right? Here's your X, Y, and Z answer. I'm also not searching like that interest. I'm not searching like the best restaurant in whatever. I'm searching different things.
Well, because if they did do that, because I think obviously they're super intelligent, the people behind Google, they're not going to cut their sponsors out. They're not going to cut the AdWords that you pay for placement. So I just think that they're going to evolve the AI so it answers your questions that are not product driven, restaurant driven, service driven. They're going to answer your questions there, and then they're going to provide a paid solution for clients to get seen. And then underneath that somewhere will be the organic or the non-paid.
I see.
So they're going to push organic further down. So which means that a business that is trying to survive off organic marketing is going to have a more difficult time getting seen, because AI is going to be the top guy.
Mm-hmm.
Maps, sponsored, paid, going to be the second person position. And beneath that is going to be organic. That's going to make it
harder. So I know you're more in with websites and advertising and stuff like that, but I just was curious, like, I'm just going to throw this out and we can talk about this or not talk about it, but like, I know like Google ads, because you're talking about advertising and AI and everything like that, over like meta ads, which I don't know if you really deal with or not. Yeah. So meta ads are like, I feel like long-term things, right? I was talking to this is like literally been my conversations lately, which is really fun because now I get to like really talk to the expert about it instead of just talking to people and we're coming up with theories and like all that stuff. But, like meta ads are like, people need to see them a lot. Like at least if I'm going to buy anything, I have to see it probably about 20 times.
Yeah.
Right? Before I'm actually going to pull the trigger and buy that thing. Or I'll get close to pulling it, but then I need to like research it and look into it and Google it and all that other stuff.
Right.
But if I'm Googling like, podcast studio, sorry, podcast studio near me.
Yes.
If I was sponsoring a social arch, right? Like if we're going to sponsor an ad there, then like I'm already a warm lead, right? Looking for something compared to like a meta ad. So do you suggest to people like, let's do both? Depends on the business. What are you finding? Or do you think that you have to put a lot more money into meta ads than Google ads?
Great question. And before I answer it, just want to say this studio is amazing. I'm speaking directly to the camera. I'm so impressed with what you got going on here. And I would highly recommend anybody looking for a studio to come check out Social Arch.
ARCH.
Yes. Do you have a website?
We do.
What is
it? SocialArchStudio.com.
Okay. It's amazing. I really do. And I'm not just saying that. I feel very welcome. You're doing a great job here. You make me feel very at ease, which I appreciate. Now, going back to your question. So what you refer to is like oftentimes talk to about frequency, or how many times, you said how many times, 20 times you think that you have to see an ad before you're going to make a buy?
Yeah. I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, how many times have I seen like, go answer your question, because I was
on Facebook. On Facebook, that's referred to as frequency, like the frequency of your ad in order to make a conversion.
Yeah.
The thing I like about meta ads over Google ads is the baked in lead generation that they offer. So when you run an ad on Facebook, Meta, you can have it be so finely tuned and it will handle the lead generation. It will handle collecting the data for you. And then you'll log into the business studio part of Facebook and be able to extract information right out of it. And people that are on Facebook, it's a totally different vibe, versus searching for it cold on Google, getting shown an ad. And that ad has to be convincing enough to get the person to click on it. And then you're tracking the CT or the click-through rates and the conversions. And you kind of really have to know what you're doing more so on a Google platform than you do on a Facebook platform. But you should be if your budget can afford it and the return on investment makes sense to you, then you should be doing it.
Doing both,
yes,
or
doing both, because you don't know until you know what. Maybe Google is a better play. I would surmise that Facebook would probably be a better play for your
for content,
because that's where this is going to live. It's not going to live on a Google search term.
Yeah.
It's going to live on maybe a clip. It's going to be on your Facebook. So why not boost the people that watch this might be interested in being interviewed on your show. So boost it and provide it on your Facebook.
Okay, so let's talk about boosting. You just brought up boosting. Yeah. Boosting, I feel like, is controversial. Like, some people say don't boost posts. Some people say boost posts every other whatever.
Yeah.
They say sometimes it's a waste of money. It's
a duct tape version of doing the full blown business type of ad. It works. I mean, for clients, I boost their Facebook posts. It's an easy way to get engagement. We boosted one for a client that got 21,000 views, some crazy number of shares. The engagement was off the chart, and it was a relatively inexpensive boost. I think we wound up spending less, and maybe it was like $89, and we got tremendous reach out of it. So I don't knock boosting a post. I just know that you can get more detailed. Depending on the product that you sell, you may have to get more detailed, and you can get more detailed when you actually go into the full-blown ads manager within the Facebook environment.
Do you think it's good to boost like 3 posts a week, 1 post a week? Is there any rhyme or reason to that? Would you just tell people, just like when you feel like you think it's a good post, boost it?
Well, I don't recommend you boost anything unless you are tracking it. So only boost what you can track. Because if you're going to boost something, you want to know how effective it is. And the numbers sometimes just don't tell the real story. Even in my scenario that I just shared, 20,000 views on something. If I'm not getting feedback from that, it's just a vanity metric. It's not providing any kind of conversion. It's the conversion that really makes a difference for a business. You could have brand awareness, which is great, but if they're not buying from you, it's really meaningless. So to answer your question, boost once per week, boost 5 times a week, but track it so you know if it's effective. And if it's effective, boost it 10 times a week, just because boosting is always going to be less expensive than actually going into the full-blown ads manager within Facebook. If you're going to set $5 a day budget, you're going to run it on a demographic of South Florida. You're going to recommend it to people that have common interest in podcasting. And at the end of the day, you're going to spend $50 maybe over a 10-day period of time, and you're going to see how effective it is. So
interesting. Yeah. Okay. So boosting is kind of like almost like dipping your toe in the water.
I would say it's like dipping your toe in the water. Yes, I think that's correct.
Interesting.
Yep.
Okay.
And I want to get back to AI.
Okay, let's go back to AI. I love going back to AI.
So I think AI has as much great potential as it does have as much bad potential, depending on how they're using it. I certainly don't prescribe that people should be using it as their consigliere or their the way to get life advice. It's a great research tool. And what I'm excited about for this new year that we're in is how I can show people how they could use AI to help their business grow. Almost like having that person that is just so disciplined to what you do and how you do it and ready to answer any question that anybody would ever have, and do so in a way that makes you scratch your head to say, is this actually AI or not? I'm right now testing, and anybody can see it. I'm very transparent. If they went to thinkbig.online, they could see a AI role play that I created. This AI role play was so convincing. It learned everything about my company. It role played with me, and I wanted to buy my own product at the end of the day. I was like, oh my good. I set an appointment just out of like being convinced. That's how good it is. And if it could sell me on my own product, it would do amazing. It can do amazing things for other businesses. So, and it's not expensive. So I would strongly recommend anybody that wants to see how AI can maybe help their business in any capacity, scheduling appointments, selling a product, providing support, showing somebody how to best use their product or service or opportunity. It could do all that. And then that's, in my case, I think that that's a situation where AI could be used to benefit a business and help a business grow. It's not all the other nefarious stuff that you've seen and heard about, deep fakes and everything that AI does. It's not that. This is the good part of AI. And I just wanted to make sure we talked about that.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a Disney show.
Yes.
Like, there's Ursula over there,
yes.
and this is Arielle the mermaid.
Yes. Yes. This is definitely the
AI. This is the happier parts of AI.
Yes.
It's so interesting. Okay, wait, let's tell everybody that website again that you just told us.
So I created a website called thinkbig.online. So it doesn't have any of the other .coms, .net. It's .online is the TLD on that. So it's thinkbig.online.
Mm-hmm.
They go to that. They're going to see, I think I have my headshot that was done by a mutual friend of ours. And then they're going to see an AI version of Annie. Annie, she actually works for me. She's one of my project managers. And I kind of feel bad, but I did what you had just said at the beginning of this. We made it an AI version of Annie. She approved it, and we spelled Annie with an I. The Annie that works for me is with a Y.
Okay.
The AI version of Annie is with an I. And if they go to thinkbig.online, they can have a role play with the virtual Annie. And I think they're going to be amazed. I tell people it's like an internet magic trick. Like I feel like I'm being punked when I engage in this thing. The AI technology is speaking so fast. It's so coherent. You can't trip it up. I've had people try to sell it stuff and it puts them right back on track. Friends of mine that think they're going to play a joke on AI, they find the jokes on them because the AI agent has been so trained not to participate in anything other than strictly business.
Really?
Yeah. So check it out.
So you're typing with this AI.
No, you're speaking with it.
You're like actually
You're actually speaking with it.
like, hey, Annie.
And it'll be like, hey, Arielle, like right back at you.
Does she have like a Southern accent? What is she?
No,
British? What is she?
No, she's American, just straight American.
So they took her voice?
No, it's one of the choices I had. I just wanted to be native to South Florida. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just an American.
Just American, female, very fast to respond. Not, I think I even put it where there's some noise in the background to simulate like a working environment.
I know it is kind of creepy though. Yeah. Like when you think you're talking to somebody and you're not.
Yes.
And one person I was talking to recently, I thought they were AI, but then I was like, oh, I guess you're not.
This will be that. I guarantee you will feel that. I mean, if I didn't tell you it was AI, even though I know it's AI because I set it up.
Yeah.
I'm telling you the truth. I felt like I was being punked, like I was actually talking to somebody. So check it out.
I think I need to play around with this.
Yeah. And I know that there's applications that you could use it 100% as well.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. This is so good. So many key points and so many interesting things. I think this is a lot for like people to digest a little bit.
It is.
Yeah.
I think it is too. I mean, I've been in this business since 2005. I've always been I'll say it, a nerd. I love technology. I often say I have two of the best jobs in the world. We didn't talk about this.
No, oh my gosh, we didn't even get there.
But when I'm not pecking at the keyboard, I'm also work for the fire department. So full time. I'm on vacation right now. So for those that are watching, this beard doesn't come with the job. I have to shave it actually today. I'm working back tomorrow. But I work for the fire department full time, and I have my own business and been an entrepreneur since probably the late 80s, 90s kind of deal. I've always had something going on. I just love the entrepreneur lifestyle and love helping people. So I often say I have two of the best jobs. I get to help people in my community as a firefighter and get to help people throughout the world online with their online marketing and strategies and tactics.
Yeah. No, it's really incredible. It is. It's kind of funny because they're very opposite things.
Yes.
One, you're very active. You're like moving around.
Yes.
You have to be like, you're on alert kind of all the time.
Yeah.
And then the other one is like, a little bit more casual.
It's
Like
a lot more casual. Yeah, it's a lot more. It's more
like how's AI happening?
Yeah.
What's going on over here? Like
Yep.
no lives that we really need to save unless there's like a website that's down that you have to like fix really quickly.
And that does stress me out. I mean, one of my biggest stresses, not in the fire service, but in doing what we do.
In the website, yeah.
If a domain, if a business owner forgets to renew their domain name, that actually stresses me out because I'd feel horrible for that client if that were to happen, so I set reminders and I have monitoring that monitors when a domain name is going to expire for all my clients, just because I'll lose sleep over that. If a website goes down, I get notified within 30 seconds that a website's down, and I'm doing my best to call the data center to find out what the heck's going on here. I treat every client like they are my only client, and I don't say that as a cliche. That's truly how I feel. I'm built to serve, and I like serving my clients.
Yeah. I guess it is like the firefighter has like the bell goes off, whatever. You don't sleep there. You're not sleeping,
right. Fast response times, put out fires,
At least you don't have to drive anywhere.
That's true. That's so true.
Because that's the scary part. But,
yes.
Yeah, no, it's really amazing that you've decided to like do both of these very different things, which makes it more interesting in life.
Yeah. When you love what you do, you don't work a day. Yeah. And I feel like I honestly love both of what I do. I'm a third generation. Both my grandfathers were firefighters in New York City. My dad was a FDNY, moved the family down. I became a firefighter down here. My son's a firefighter as well. So I love the job, and the internet and technology. I get that. I did some,
that actually, go on. I'm just thinking, but
I did that ancestry and found out that one of my, great grandfathers was an entrepreneur. So I thought that was kind of cool that he was, I think maybe that DNA has made its way down to me.
Yeah.
So
I would know. I was saying when you're like, your son's a firefighter and all this stuff, and you literally are working in a world where like, eventually your job might be obsolete, like with with websites, right? I don't know. I'm throwing this out there because people have this concern. Yeah. This is the conversation.
Yes.
And I want to let you address that in a second. And then also then you're a firefighter, which AI can't replace. Maybe with robots one day, but it's never going to think like a human being and have the emotion like a human being, right? And the empathy and the sympathy, with all these stuff, like the show iRobot, right? Yes. When it's literally, like this is the safer option to pick, right? In the beginning of the movie.
Yes.
The robot's like, you have the best chance of survival. You don't.
Right.
But like as a firefighter, you would do both.
Right.
Like it would not be an option really. You would do anything and everything you can. So, so I want to touch on that for a second because
it's a deep question there.
Like, I didn't know we were going to get that deep on this podcast.
Let's see what you got.
Yeah, but it's, as you're talking about that, I was like, oh my gosh, you're really in a profession where your job, one is like job security, one is kind of not. I don't know. I mean, my brother's a coder and he said, oh my gosh, probably 10 years ago, he goes, I will be out of a job at one day because like AI is going to take over my job.
AI is going to take over jobs, but if you're in an industry that provides service, I think there's always, and you do a good service, AI is going to be used to enhance that service. So I don't think we're all going away. I think the ones that provide the best service will still remain, and they'll use AI to make that service even better. And I think as far as the fire service, I have been thinking about, not necessarily AI, but innovation in the fire service, whether it's chemicals that could put out a fire quicker, whether it's technology that can put something in an atmosphere that extinguishes the fire or helps identify where a person that might be trapped is located. Those innovations are out there and they're just slow to be adopted kind of deal. But everything's going to change. Everything has always changed. And I'm not fearful of that change because I know I provide a level of service that will always keep me in business. So that's my answer to that tough question.
Yeah. No, because it's really fascinating. Like people who, have been let go, right? Or like, I know, there's this guy who came up with this company that, uses AI agents to follow up on medical patients. And so they don't listen to their appointments that often, which is like a whole other person, right?
Right.
And front desk staff makes it or break it at a medical practice. And I was like, oh my gosh, if you paid the AI agent to do all that work that somebody else is going to do, I'm sure an AI agent is going to be very pleasant, right? Oh, hello. How are you, sir? Mr. Smith, I'm sorry you missed your appointment, but do this whole
Why
thing.
don't you go back to those accents you like?
My Surrey has an accent because I'm like, I love a good accent. Yes. I'm in Florida. We don't have any accent.
That's true.
So, but so would you pay your AI, right? Your AI agent, either the salary of someone who might not get upset, right? Like an AI agent's probably not going to get upset. I don't know. I don't know enough about this. You probably can speak on this. With Annie, would Annie get upset at somebody? I'm going to test out Annie. I'm going to see if I can
test out Annie. Absolutely. Off, You'll find out she is very polite and does not get upset and will keep you on track. I don't know. I'm not proposing that AI replace anybody. I'm proposing that AI supplement what you currently have. And if you have an excellent front desk person that's answering the phones, the last thing I would recommend is that you swap out and put an AI agent in there. But if you have somebody that's on staff, like I do, I have project managers, but I don't really have anybody answering the phone, because my information is once I meet with somebody, they get assigned a project manager, and then that's where the communication occurs. But I'm going to use AI to answer the phone that talks about what my business does and gives them information and tries to schedule a time where they could talk to me as the CEO of the company or talk to, one of the project managers. So I don't really see it as a replacement. Maybe I'm naive. Maybe the next time I'm on your podcast, I'm going to say I have a confession to make, but,
that would be fun. Yeah. A little confession time.
Yeah. A little confession time. That's the other room. Yeah. I think. Yeah. But yeah, so I see it as a way just to enhance a level of service that you provide and not replace.
Okay. No, I don't know what the right answer or wrong answer is or any answer. I'm just curious. I'm just saying what I keep hearing because.
I'm sorry.
No, please.
I think that somebody could try to replace with AI, but I think that they'd be doing a disservice because nobody wants to get stuck on the phone talking to AI. I don't like when I'm on hold. Nobody ever likes when they're on hold listening to a prompt, and AI is just a fancier version of that in some regards. So I think any company that says, hey, we're just sorry, Sally or John, we're cutting your job, we're replacing you with an AI agent, is going to find that was a bad mistake.
There's something about the quality of people you can't replace.
Yes.
Like when you find really good people,
yes,
there's nothing that can replace them.
I 100% agree.
Yes. No, they're not going to give as much as like an AI agent.
Yes.
Or so.
And I think that's where businesses will excel. If it forces businesses to get back into the service, I think that's a good thing because service is where it's all at. And the level of service that a lot of businesses provide is horrible. You walk into some place and you don't get greeted. I think this might be a wake up call, and those that provide that level of service are going to excel.
Yeah.
That's my glass half full kind of position.
No, I like it. Yeah, that makes sense. So fascinating. So many good things we touched on. I love that you, just like gave some really good tips here. Like, you should always have a call to action on the top right of your corner of your website. That's really, really important. Play around with your website, thinkbig.online.
Yes.
People should go take advantage of that, play with it, just kind of interact a little bit and experience that. And then also just, I thought this like what you were kind of mentioning with the LLM text.files
right.
and and knowing about that. I think that's really, really important to know about also. Is there anything else that you want to add in here? Please. I would love to hear.
I would offer it up that if any of the viewers want to have a consultation, I'll offer a free consultation. You can ask me any questions that, even though I think you asked me a lot of questions, you can feel free to ask me any questions
sure there's a lot
were not asked, if that's possible. And I will be happy to provide my opinion on stuff, and you can see how I can help you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Ray, for being here, for sharing so much, sharing your opinion on things and your professional opinion and then your opinion. I think there's two, right? Like what people should do and then what's like really happening, what your feelings are about things.
Well, thank you too for providing this opportunity that I can share a little bit about what I do in such an amazing place. And I hope that, there's a line out the door next time I come for my follow-up.
Yes, exactly. Okay. Thank you guys for joining me every week. I appreciate being here with you. Please like, subscribe, write a review, share this podcast with anybody you think would enjoy it, get some good takeaways that wants to enhance their business, upgrade it. Definitely check out Ray's website, Think Big Online, and also thinkbigwebsites.com, and check out everything and connect with him and ask some questions. He's available. He wants you to ask questions. Go ask some questions. All right. See y'all next week for a whole new episode.